am here on the streets of Vancouver with Jordan Bateman, the boss of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation here in town. How you doing?
Great, thanks for having me, Ezra.
Well, it's nice to be here. We are standing right next to a bike lane that, let's just say, it is being very gently used.
Gently used, despite the fact this is one of the most beautiful days we've had so far this spring.
You know, I mean, Vancouver, when it's gorgeous, I'm sure people want to get it. It even makes me think about bicycling, and that the thought will pass soon. But in the most gorgeous city in the country, on the most gorgeous day of the year, it's a pretty empty bike lane. I think this is a symbol of the whole transit debate in BC. There's what social planners and social engineers want normal people to do, and then there's how people really actually live. And this empty bike lane is sort of proof that people don't do what the planners want.
Well, exactly. Government is so desperate to, engineer us to live a certain way, and they think that everyone lives the way they do in fancy condos, riding their bike to work, where they have bike showers and all that crazy stuff. But for the average everyday family, biking is a recreational thing. This would be busier on a Saturday when you have some families down here, but not during the week. So this is the big core problem with the Translink Tax debate. Is they want to expand the transit system, which is great, but more importantly, they want to change the way we live, and that's a big problem.
Another issue, of course, is the taxes for it. It's a government-run transit system, extremely wasteful, paying sort of .com prices for executives, .com prices for lavish offices, when they're just running it like another government utility, i.e., inefficiently, bureaucratically, and as with most cities, the buses are empty most of the time.
Yeah, I think the buses are run at about 30% capacity. It's just during those peak hours that they're really busy. The problem with that theory about, obviously you want to have enough space for people to use the bus when necessary, but it's like Walmart. Walmart doesn't build their parking lot for Christmas Eve, the busiest shopping day of the year. They build it for what they actually need day to day because it's so expensive. Yeah. But government monopolies, they don't care because it's all yours and my money anyways, and there's always plenty of that, or so they think.
Now, last time we spoke, we were talking about the transit tax. Basically, everyone in the Lower Mainland, everyone in the Greater Vancouver area, is being asked to basically pay a larger GST, really, to fund this new government transit scheme. The campaign is coming to a close. It's a mail-in ballot. Give me some of the dates and some of the things to look at.
Sure. The last date now is Elections BC has to receive the ballot by Friday, May 29th at 8 p.m. It's not good enough to get postmarked by then. They actually have to physically receive it. So if you're watching this before May 29th, go to one of the 9 local offices, electionsbc.ca. They have a list. They're in shopping malls around the region. You can drop your ballot off there. But, the truth is, Ezra, the vast majority of people who are going to vote have voted. We're at about 40% turnout, and we're very hopeful that the no will carry the day.
That's a very high turnout for a non-election cycle mail-in ballot. That's very high. Now, Vancouver is sort of the left-wing eco-capital of the country. Does high turnout benefit you or benefit the David Suzukis of the world? By the way, I should mention the David Suzuki Foundation, a registered nonpartisan charity, actively campaigning in the election, not even pretending to be non-political, using charitable dollars, not for orphanages or homeless shelters, but for politics. It's sort of gross. How's it looking?
Well, we've heard rumors, by the way, that Suzuki actually has as many as 3 dozen full-time employees on this file. That's how important this is to their overall goals. So. Yeah. It's looking actually very good for the no side. Polls show us in the lead. The last poll before voting started had us with a 61 to 27% lead. The key is for us, the more turnout, the better. The mayors are spending $7 million taxpayer dollars to try to buy this vote. They would like turnout as low as possible so that their money carries more weight. We're hopeful that with 40%, we've kind of beaten that threshold. We'll be able to deliver the no vote.
There's something quite amazing about government spending tax money to get more tax money. It's sort of like fleas on fleas on fleas kind of thing all the way down. Last word to you, Jordan.
Yeah, it's not just amazing, it's appalling to think that that's where you pay your tax dollars to. I mean, we pay taxes for healthcare and education, all those kind of core services, not so that governments can pick our pockets in a different way. That's a big problem and one of the reasons why the no vote, I think, has surged in recent days.
As we've been standing here, about 10 bikes have gone by and about 200 cars. I think that's sort of the ratio of where Vancouver really lives as to where it lives in the mind of its mayor. Great to see you, Jordan.
Great to see you. Thanks,
Ezra.